Hey there, welcome to Jet Setting with Jackie. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Jackie, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. In this week's video, I'll be talking about what it was like to ship my items to Jamaica. If this is of interest to you, stick around and I'll fill you in on all the details. To kick this off, let's talk about what I shipped to Jamaica. But before I jump into all the items that I actually shipped, a few videos back I spoke about what it was like to find a rental property here in Jamaica. The rental property that I found was already furnished, which means that I obviously didn't have to ship any large furniture items to Jamaica. Also, it did come with a lot of kitchen items. Those things were items that I didn't have to think about. I did end up shipping was household cleaning items. And personally, I like to have my own towels and rags and sheets and pillows. I did go out and purchase quantities of like toilet paper, paper towels, some items that I knew was probably going to be a little bit difficult to find because sometimes it's not very easy to get certain things here, or if you are able to get it, it's not going to be Amazon Prime. It'll be a week or two before it actually gets here. In addition to the household items and groceries that I shipped here, I also shipped a bunch of clothes and shoes, some workout equipment, and anything else that I knew I would possibly need. Now that we've covered what I shipped to Jamaica, let's talk about how I got those items here. I ended up shipping a box. I shipped that box out of Georgia. The box measured 36 by 36 by 47. It was about 36 cubic feet. That box and the shipping cost was about $269. My shipment arrived in Jamaica and was ready for pickup in about 2 weeks. Once my item was ready for pickup, I received a call from the agent that was located in Jamaica. Informed me of how much I would need to pay them in order to get my items. I also was able to schedule a date to go in and pick up my items. My first shipment that I picked up took about 2 hours and 15 minutes for the entire process. And that's to go to the main agent, then to go to the actual location where my item was housed, pay all the fees that were due, and then actually loading my items into the vehicle. Since living in Jamaica, I've shipped a total of 5 boxes and 2 barrels. So that kind of answers the question of box or barrel. Definitely feel like I'm a box person, and I do find that boxes are more convenient for me based on what I'm shipping. A box typically holds about 1.5 to 2, depending on the size, of course, barrels. I tend to ship items that are oddly shaped, and a barrel isn't really the best way for me to ship. Now, when I'm shipping clothes and shoes and food, a barrel always seems to work great, but I'm obviously a box girl. Not sure what you'll be, but you can always let me know in the comments below. Now that we've covered basics of shipping things to Jamaica, when it's your turn, there are some things that you should think about. The first thing to think about is what to ship to Jamaica. Based on what your housing arrangements will be, that might help you determine what items you'll need to ship to Jamaica. I would advise though that if you are going to be living in a house similar to what I did, that you might want to bring your own bedding, you might want to bring your own towels, might want to bring some food that is of comfort to you, or whatever it is that you feel will remind you of home when you start to be a little bit homesick. One way of deciding what to put in your box is also to think about what you would normally buy whenever you are moving into a new apartment. Some of these items you might want to consider shipping multiple. I tend to ship items in bulk. I don't want to have to think about having to go and shop for more if I run out. Another thing to keep in mind is the quality of things here in Jamaica is not always the best. Once you've figured out what items you're shipping, that will help you determine whether you are a box or a barrel shipper. The downside of shipping boxes is they are more expensive. Barrels are a lot cheaper to ship. If you're like me and you have oddly shaped items, or you want to get as much into one shipment as you can, a box is probably going to be the best method for you. The next thing to think about is who's the right shipper for you. There are shippers that will come to your house, pick up your item, ship it to Jamaica, clear the item, and then deliver it wherever you would like them to. There's also shippers where you can go to their location, pack your items there, and then ship them out. I've used both. In Georgia, I've driven my items to the location, packed my items there, and then shipped it out. The shipper in Delaware that I use will come to the location and pick up your items. They will also bring barrels or boxes if you need them. They'll drop it off to you and then come back and pick up your item. If you're interested in knowing what companies I've used to ship out of Georgia or out of Delaware, just let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to share their information. When you arrive in Jamaica, there are two lines. There is the nothing to declare line and the line to declare items. If you go through the red line, which is the line to declare your items, let them know that you have a shipment on the way. They will provide you with a piece of paper. It's a little piece of white paper. That piece of paper will allow you to get the $500 concession on your items. You will take that little piece of paper with you when you go to clear your items. Here are some tips for picking up your items from the Wharf. You'll want to bring your TRN number. You'll also need some form of ID, and of course, whatever payment method you will use to pay for your charges. Cash is king. The machines in Jamaica tend to go down at the worst times. Also, make sure you bring that piece of paper if you did go through the declare line and receive the concession document at the airport. My second tip is to arrive early. Arriving early will allow you to get the process out the way. The longer you wait to get there, the longer it's going to take to get your items. Trust me when I say getting there early is a pro tip. Be sure you know where the agent is located. It's typically on the document that you receive from the shipper. As far as where to pick up your items, find that information out from the agent after you've made your payment. They usually tell you exactly where it is that you need to go to complete the process. Another pro tip is bring some sort of food, water, snacks, something. If you are stuck inside waiting all day with no food or water, it's not a pleasant experience. And I'm telling you this from my personal experience. These last two tips kind of go hand in hand. The first one is pack some patience, because the wait can be extremely long. The second part to that is be mindful of the time of the year that you are shipping your items. If at all possible, avoid shipping anything to Jamaica in late October all the way to January. Last Christmas, I shipped my item out. I believe I shipped out on November 27th. I received the phone call that it was ready for pickup on the 22nd. I probably should have decided against this, but I was like, I want my Christmas items. So I scheduled for pickup on the 23rd. Bad idea. I would not recommend. 0 stars. That was the worst experience I've ever had shipping items to Jamaica. I left my house at 5 a.m. that day and did not return until 9 p.m. that night. I spent an entire day waiting at Kingston Wharf for my items. Not only that, they also misplaced my box because I'd shipped a box and a barrel. And at this location, boxes and barrels are not picked up at the same place. However, I was told that they were in the same location. So I spent almost an hour waiting to pick up my items where no one knew where they were. Of course, it was right before Christmas, which only add to the chaos. So my biggest tip is to avoid the stress and the hassle that I went through. Don't ship anything after late October. My experience was mostly with the Kingston Wharf, but I have picked up at Montego Bay. The experience isn't much different, it's just a different location. Pick whatever location is either closest to you or easiest for you to get to. Your experience is going to be almost the same. Hopefully this video has been helpful. If it has, please hit that like button. And if you would like to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. And if you just want to know when I've posted my videos, please hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.